Imagine you are falling. Not through air, not through clouds. You are falling through a sky so dense that every second feels heavier than the last. Above you, sunlight has already vanished. Below you, darkness stretches deeper than any ocean on Earth. You are nearly 11,000 miles beneath the atmosphere of a planet that should never have existed. Then something impossible happens. Tiny flashes begin to sparkle around you. At first, they look like snowflakes catching distant light. Beautiful, silent, almost magical. But your instruments reveal a truth so unbelievable, your mind refuses to accept it. They are diamonds, not gemstones lying on the ground, not crystals buried beneath mountains. Diamonds are falling from the sky like rain. Welcome to Uranus and Neptune, the frozen giants of our solar system, where the weather forecast predicts one of the strangest phenomena ever imagined by science. And this is only the beginning. The deeper you fall, the more the atmosphere crushes your spacecraft. Hydrogen, helium, methane, and exotic gases swirl together in violent storms that have been raging for centuries. Winds scream at more than 1,300 miles per hour, faster than the speed of sound in Earth's atmosphere. Entire weather systems larger than continents twist beneath you, hidden inside endless blue darkness. Far above, these planets appear calm and peaceful. Smooth blue worlds drifting silently through space. From millions of miles away, they almost look inviting. But beauty can be the perfect disguise. Because beneath those tranquil clouds lies a place where the laws of everyday life stop making sense. Pressure rises to millions of times greater than Earth's atmosphere. Temperatures climb into thousands of degrees. Molecules are ripped apart and rebuilt into forms that cannot exist anywhere on our planet. Scientists first suspected this bizarre world after data returned by NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft during its historic flybys of Uranus and Neptune. Decades later, powerful laboratory experiments recreated those impossible conditions using intense shock waves, revealing that carbon atoms could indeed be squeezed into microscopic diamonds deep inside these alien atmospheres. That means somewhere below you, countless diamonds are forming every second. Not in caves, not over millions of years, but inside a planetary storm powerful enough to crush everything humanity has ever built. And the deeper you descend, the more terrifying that beautiful rain becomes. The first diamond strikes your spacecraft with a sound you never actually hear. Space is silent, but the impact echoes through the hull as a violent vibration. Then another, and another. Outside your window, the glittering rain has become a relentless storm. These are not polished gemstones worth millions of dollars. They are razor-sharp crystals born under unimaginable pressure, falling through an atmosphere so violent that every collision carries incredible force. What looked magical from a distance is now tearing at the surface of your ship. You keep descending. The pressure gauge climbs faster than your computer can comfortably display. 10,000 times Earth's atmosphere. 100,000. Then 1,000,000. Every bolt in your spacecraft groans. Every seam begins to bend. The hull wasn't designed for this. Nothing humans have ever built was. Your engines fire at maximum power, but they may as well be whispering against a hurricane. The atmosphere is becoming so dense that flying no longer feels like moving through gas. It feels like trying to swim through an endless ocean made of invisible concrete. Then the sky changes. The blue glow above fades into absolute darkness. Lightning erupts in every direction, illuminating colossal clouds that stretch farther than entire countries on Earth. Each flash reveals another layer of this alien world before darkness swallows everything again. The storms here never truly end. Some whirlpools of gas are larger than our entire planet, fueled by internal heat rising from thousands of miles below. Winds twist in impossible directions, carrying methane, hydrogen, helium, and carbon-rich compounds into deeper and hotter layers, where chemistry itself begins to transform. This is where the miracle becomes a nightmare. The methane molecules around you are no longer stable. The immense pressure rips them apart atom by atom. Hydrogen is forced away, leaving behind pure carbon. Those carbon atoms are squeezed together so violently that they rearrange into one of the hardest materials in the universe, diamond. Billions upon billions of microscopic diamonds are being born every moment, drifting downward like glittering snow, before sinking even deeper into the planet's crushing interior. It's one of the strangest weather systems scientists have ever proposed. A sky that manufactures gemstones. A storm that creates treasure. But no one could ever collect it. Because every mile deeper you travel pushes you closer to a place where even diamonds are no longer the strongest thing around. You thought diamonds were the final destination. They aren't. They are only passing through. The deeper you fall, the diamond rain around you begins to disappear. Not because it has stopped, but because every crystal is sinking beneath you, pulled toward an interior no human has ever seen. Your sensors struggle to keep up. Pressure has climbed into the millions of atmospheres. Temperatures now measure several thousand degrees, hot enough to melt materials that would survive inside a volcano on Earth. Every layer of the planet feels less like weather and more like the inside of a giant machine. Your spacecraft shudders violently. Warning lights flash across every display. Structural supports begin to buckle. Metal that once felt indestructible starts behaving like soft clay under the relentless squeeze. Every second deeper is another battle against physics itself. Then something even stranger happens. The diamonds don't remain diamonds forever. Scientists believe many of them continue sinking thousands of miles through the planet, collecting into vast underground oceans unlike anything on Earth. Imagine entire seas made not of water, but of liquid carbon and countless diamond crystals slowly falling toward an invisible center. It's a landscape no camera has ever captured. No probe has ever reached. Only mathematics and laboratory experiments hint that it could exist. In experiments at Stanford's SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory, researchers fired incredibly powerful shockwaves through plastic materials designed to mimic the chemistry inside Uranus and Neptune. For a fraction of a second, carbon atoms reorganized into tiny diamonds, providing remarkable evidence that this bizarre process could be real inside these distant worlds. But reality is far more terrifying than the experiment, because you are not observing from a laboratory. You are inside it. Every kilometer downward increases the crushing force. The atmosphere has become so dense that light barely travels. Outside your window, darkness is nearly complete. Only brief flashes of lightning reveal gigantic rivers of swirling gases collapsing into layers of exotic fluids, unlike anything found on Earth. Your navigation systems finally fail. There is no stable horizon. No visible sky, no ground, only endless pressure pulling you toward a place where even the concept of solid and liquid begins to lose its meaning. And somewhere far below, hidden beneath thousands of miles of unimaginable weight, waits a region where the very atoms inside your spacecraft may no longer survive as they are. Now the planet stops feeling like a world. It feels alive. Every meter you descend, the crushing force becomes almost impossible to imagine. Pressure no longer increases in ways the human mind can visualize. It reaches tens of millions of times greater than the air pressing against your body on Earth. Nothing familiar can survive here. The strongest steel ever forged would collapse. Titanium would fold. Even materials designed to withstand nuclear explosions would lose their strength under the relentless squeeze. Your spacecraft is reaching its limit. The hull bends inward with a deep metallic groan. Tiny fractures race across the structure faster than your computers can report them. Instruments blink out one by one. Communication with space is gone. Even if someone could hear you, no rescue mission could ever reach this depth. Outside, the atmosphere has transformed into something that barely resembles a gas. Scientists believe that beneath the diamond-forming layers lies an ocean unlike anything in our solar system. Hydrogen, compressed by unimaginable pressure, may become an exotic liquid capable of conducting electricity almost like metal. Instead of flowing like water, it behaves as a strange metallic fluid carrying enormous electrical currents through the planet's interior. Those currents create something even more frightening, a magnetic field so chaotic that it refuses to behave like any other planets. Unlike Earth's relatively stable magnetic shield, Uranus and Neptune possess magnetic fields tilted dramatically from their rotation, twisting and shifting through space in bizarre patterns. If your instruments were still alive, Their readings would be almost impossible to interpret, but your instruments are dying. The ship's artificial gravity flickers. Power surges race through every circuit. The walls around you begin to buckle inward. Then comes the final warning. Structural integrity. Critical. Every bolt, every weld, every layer of armor has reached its breaking point. The pressure outside is no longer trying to crush your spacecraft. It is succeeding. The first breach appears no larger than a needle. But under millions of atmospheres of pressure, that tiny crack becomes a catastrophe. Superheated, ultra-compressed matter explodes through the opening with unimaginable force, ripping apart everything in its path. Within seconds, the cabin is gone. The spacecraft that carried humanity into one of the greatest mysteries of the solar system is reduced to fragments swallowed by an endless ocean of pressure. And you still haven't reached the center. Because the deepest secret of these planets is waiting below, where even diamonds may no longer exist. There is no dramatic impact, no solid ground waiting beneath you, no giant crystal mountain buried inside the planet. As the last fragments of your spacecraft vanish into the darkness, you enter a region no human technology has ever reached, and may never reach. Deep beneath the oceans of exotic fluids, scientists believe the interiors of Uranus and Neptune become even stranger. The pressure is so overwhelming that matter exists in forms unlike anything we experience on Earth. Atoms are packed together until the boundaries between solid, liquid, and gas begin to blur. This is no longer a place, it is a state of physics. The diamonds that once fell like glittering rain have continued their endless journey downward for thousands of miles. Some may dissolve, others may melt. Others could be transformed into entirely different forms of carbon under conditions beyond anything our laboratories can sustain for more than a fraction of a second. Even the word diamond starts to lose its meaning. Far above, the peaceful blue clouds still drift across the planet's surface, hiding this unimaginable world beneath them. To a distant observer, Uranus and Neptune remain quiet jewels at the edge of the solar system. Beautiful, calm, almost harmless. But appearances can be the greatest illusion in the universe. These worlds remind us that nature doesn't need monsters to create horror. It only needs pressure, time, and the unbreakable laws of physics. The same carbon that forms a priceless gemstone on Earth becomes ordinary weather here. Treasure falls from the sky every second, yet it exists in a place where no civilization could ever claim it. NASA's Voyager 2 gave humanity its only close-up glimpse of these distant giants, and laboratory experiments on Earth have shown that diamond rain is scientifically possible. But the true depths of these planets remain hidden beneath thousands of miles of crushing atmosphere, waiting for future generations to uncover their secrets. Perhaps one day, advanced probes will survive long enough to witness this incredible phenomenon directly. Or perhaps these alien storms will remain one of the universe's best-kept mysteries forever. Because sometimes the most extraordinary places aren't the ones filled with life. They're the ones that prove the universe can create wonders so beautiful that they become completely impossible to survive. And somewhere, right now, beyond the warmth of the sun, diamonds are still falling through an endless alien sky, completely unseen.